Please hang up and try again.
It's recording now.
No.
See the little red dot? I suppose we'll find out.
Oh deal. Make sure you look at this and not this. So this is Nico.
Hi there, pleased to meet you all. So, I am a robotics person in a big way. Started in high school, so we'll be telling some stories about that. First robotics, super awesome global competition. I love it, it's super awesome, check it out. 6 robots, teams of 3 going head to head, competing in a new sport they invent every year, doing awesome things. So, definitely check it out, and if you are a parent and watching this, encourage your kids to get into it because it's amazing. They have it for all grade levels. Anyhow, fun stories. First off, you may think I'm some super nerd, and you'd not be wrong, but when I went into robotics, I didn't really have any idea what I was doing. I was first asked to help our build people, and I couldn't successfully identify what screwdriver was what. So, I've obviously grown from there. I've now got several robots under my belt, but anyhow. In the course of making those robots, plenty of fun stuff has happened. Before I joined robotics, that 1 year prior that the team existed, already plenty of fun things occurred. High school level, you were building real robots. These things are 6 feet tall by like a 3 foot square base, big, real stuff.
Real stuff.
You have 6 weeks to do it, and so it's hectic but really fun, and involves a lot of testing. So one such night during this competition, some of my friends were going ahead and testing the robot. It just so happened to be homecoming. We'll get back to that later. So they were testing the robot, driving it around, basically just walking the robot around the school halls and making sure that the wheels turn. So it was homecoming.
Note that the robotics kids were all working on the robot during homecoming.
Well, not all of them.
Meaning
I mean,
they
this
were
was-
at homecoming.
It wasn't everyone, but hey, robots are cool. It's worth it.
Robots are better than people.
False.
Good.
Anyhow, they're testing the robot, right? They just have one person walking in front, just kind of lead it, protect it. All of a sudden, it speeds up, breaks its tether, chases him down the hallway, just pell-mell, like actually 15, 20 miles an hour. Not even joking, the motors on those get fast. And so he's running for his life, literally, probably. And he turns a corner to the right, and the robot turns left. They never wrote code for it to do that.
Can't turn left.
They literally did not write code to turn left on its own. They had not gotten to programming it working on its own yet. And then from this other hallway, they just hear a scream. And so they quickly go and check and hit the emergency stop button on the robot and it shuts down. They hear it stop moving. And apparently it had partially tackled one of the goers of homecoming and had ripped her dress, and she was just in shock. I mean, how would you feel if you saw a 6-foot robot screech down the hallway and tackle you? So that was pretty wild. Some other stuff that happened. First off, robots catching fire. That's always really fun. Bonus points. It happens during safety inspection.
We had built our robot, we were at the competition, the stadiums were full, we were in our own little pit area, making modifications, repairs, preparing for the actual competition proper.
Exciting stuff.
And we're working with the wires and the frame and everything, tightening every bolt, nut, and screw we've got, making sure we are perfect. Of course, we have to pass safety inspection, make sure that we're not shooting buzzsaws at the enemy team driver. That's super illegal. It would be really fun, but a little mean. A little bit. Anyhow, build this robot, we get it perfectly tied up, bring over the safety inspector, and he looks at it. He's about to give the okay. He checks the motors, and he's like,
Yeah, these are good, you don't have too many, you're underweight, which is good, you're fit within dimensions, your bumper's built properly, you're not going to break someone's shin just by driving. You know what?
Oh!
A plume of black smoke bursts from the robot, and he's like, what? So we hurry our robot back to our pit. Turns out that in everything we had done, we forgot one wire. One wire was loose in all of the electric stuff. It was just randomly resting on the frame, which caused enough current to be rammed through it to heat up to melt the insulation plastic on it. That was pretty crazy. And then another wire-flavored incident. One evening, next year, we were just working on the robot. We were still at our school. We actually nicknamed this robot, I believe, the Brave Little Shin Breaker, because the game that year was a modified form of soccer, so we got this barrel spring to kick the ball for us. We were just working on it, making sure that all of the electrical stuff was up to spec, all the motors. In particular, we were testing the kicking action, making sure it could kick accurately, well, that it would actually hold on to the ball sufficiently. And so we're doing this, kicking balls left and right. Turn it off. Battery's not off of it yet. We're like standing up, it's like, alright, let's go get lunch or something. Moves. No one's controlling it. The computer is not doing anything. What? We look at it with this utter confusion. Moves again. Okay, we crouch around it. Some of us put our hands like near the frame, make sure it isn't going to spin off into the background again. And it goes, and it tries to move again. And so we're like, okay, what the is going on? Get me an ohm meter. So we're just checking every wire and so forth that we can, and meanwhile it's like sort of jittering, trying to revolt against its human masters. And then we discover, again, one wire out of place. This wire was also touching the frame, and it somehow managed to dump enough power through the frame that it made it inside the motors from the frames of the motors and caused them to move. That's the story of how a spooky poltergeist came to control our robot for a brief amount of time.
On that day, Skynet became self-aware.
And its first target was a whole bunch of high schoolers just tinkering around.
And actually the girl that got attacked at homecoming, that was Sarah Connor. That
Yes,
was Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor, when she was young. Watch out in 20 years.
I didn't know they were that big.
Oh yeah.
They're like literally that big, or are they
One
like
of our robots
flatter
actually
thin?
extended its height to 12 feet. Granted, that was like just extruding just pointing a pole up there with a hook, but 12 feet.
That's still huge. I had no idea they were
Yeah,
that big.
real size stuff.
Real stuff.
Thankfully, it's typically not so dangerous. Trust me, if you get into it, you won't explode. Unless you spontaneously combust, then it's all on you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It happens. That was great. Wow. That was really good.
Thank
And
you.
And quick. You do tell stories fast, and that's good.
Thank you. Gotta go fast.
Gotta go faster. Sonic X. Alright, great. Then you get to say the thing. Thank
Alright.
you very much.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
quality.
Compliments of the Wow, word salad all of a sudden. Compliments of the magnificent Sylvester. So, next time you watch, ask yourself, who is Sylvester? And is he not you? I don't know.
It's all of us. Red. Bye, guys.